Our youth group decided to go Christmas caroling at our local prison. We normally did a random selection of songs off the cuff without any real planning ahead of time. About 3 songs in, our youth pastor called out the next song, but by the time we realized what we were actually singing, it was too awkward to stop. So we literally sang the full song of I'll Be Home for Christmas to an entire block of men who would not, in fact, be home for Christmas. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Youth Group Chronicles. It is Christmas Day that this episode is dropping, which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, we drop on Wednesdays, and this year it just happened to be Christmas Day.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry
we
Christmas,
have
Cole.
Pastor Cole in the studio with us, and for the first time ever on Youth Group Chronicles, we have Pastor Chris Estrada.
Wow.
Welcome to the studio.
Man, I made it.
How's
Mama,
it?
I made
All the way
it.
from Texas, baby.
All from Texas.
And
it's freezing
Yes.
right now.
It's really
It is
cold.
definitely Christmas. That's a fact.
And this man sat in a tree stand for how many hours?
we were, I mean, you were there. That was like three,
yeah,
4
you're
hours
right.
in the snow.
It was cold.
Like men.
That's right.
That New York break.
It was totally fine.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
Honestly, it was peaceful. It was great.
But
and
cold.
Doe down.
Yes, I shot a doe today.
Doe
First
down.
one
Come
in
on
like
now.
15
Come on
years.
now.
Super happy.
You're
So
welcome.
I am
Over
officially a
decade.
hunter. Yeah,
You
it's been
are.
a while.
You are.
been a while.
YGC. You're
But-
hanging out those.
So for those that remember, this is not Pastor Chris's first time on YouTube Chronicles.
Wow. Are
Okay.
we jumping in right
So-
now? Because I'd like
Here-
to respond.
Oh, have you seen the clip? Because I have it.
Can you play it?
I'm going to play it right now. You ready?
Absolutely.
At a youth conference, the speaker was talking about how diverse the crowd was. And to describe the group, he said, "Where are my vanilla people at?" Basically describing white people. And then he went on to ask where the caramel and chocolate people were.
Exactly.
Me not realizing that he's talking about race, I raised my pale white hands in the air and screamed, "I'm chocolate all the way."
Dang.
Here I was thinking he was talking about ice cream toppings as I'm surrounded by people of all different races.
That's mad funny.
Soiled it.
So someone sent that in.
Wow.
Didn't say who the preacher was.
Of course not.
And they were just like, "Oh, I thought he was talking about ice cream." And here I was I was this little white girl holding my hand up for when he said chocolate. And immediately Tim and Cole were like, "That's Pastor Chris." That's Pastor Chris. So you have already made an appearance on Youth Group Chronicles.
I have. You know, like, let's be honest. I've done that at your youth ministry. I've done that at churches around the world. All right. And I love to break down the crowd because what people don't know, I grew up in the hood. So we didn't have this whole, I didn't know, honestly, there was like an ethnic thing. All right. I didn't know how to say that. I'm not going to say the R word. All right. I didn't know there was that until I moved to a big city because it didn't exist. When you grow up on the block, who you got is who you got. And it didn't matter. Come on, any hood people in here? You know what I'm saying? So like so I would say, "Oh, you chocolate, you caramel." I've been saying that since I was in diapers. Okay. So when I get up on stage and I'm like, I'm talking about styles of churches and stuff, and I'm over here talking about like if I got any caramel people like me because I'm Mexican, I'm brown, right? Any caramel people, and you know all the Mexicans are like, "Ooh," right? And then I'm like, and we got some chocolate, and chocolate always gets a good reaction. Chocolate's like, who doesn't love chocolate, right? And then I'm like, and we got a lot of whipped cream up in the. I never said vanilla, so strike that from the record.
got it wrong.
All right, whoever this is. Way to go, my guy. All right. But secondly, I'm missing flavors. Like there are swirls out there. Come on, something happened. I got any
Yeah,
swirls
Shah
here?
is in the
Let's be honest.
swirl
We got some
category.
swirls. I'm kind of a swirl myself. You know, I know the machine's always broken, but it wasn't that time. You know, so like I'm just saying the one that put it out there. I'm like, you missed it all, missed the context. It's still funny. I've not stopped saying it. We'll continue to say it.
Amen to that.
I'm setting the record straight.
Yeah. And for those that didn't understand, he's not talking about ice cream. I
No.
don't.
He's not.
How'd you get to ice cream? How
That's
do we
what
go from people?
She was like, "I love chocolate ice cream," and she's like, looks around. She's the only one.
That's that moment. But we've all had that moment. We've all had that moment where we're like half locked in, and the pastor said, "And raise your hand," and you just, and it
Bro,
was like, "Oh,
can I share
Oh.
a story about that?
Please do.
Okay,
Absolutely.
and this is terrible, but we laughed about it later. Thank you, Jesus.
That's the whole point of the podcast.
But
Whole point.
we did. I was on the phone. I was a spiritual son and daughter of mine, right? Close. I'm on a call. I'm distracted by my kids. because they're asking me to play this video game to get them to the next level. They're blowing up, they're like opening up their heart. It's just had a huge hole blown in it. They just lost a child. All right. I'm on the phone and I'm halfway listening because I'm focused on this game. My youngest is crying at me for this video game. And all of a sudden they go, and we just lost our baby. And what came out of my mouth was, oh, that's awesome.
Yo.
And it was, I delivered it so well. Can I just say that? I delivered it so well that they started laughing on the other end of the phone. And they're like, and they told me later, they were like, I don't think that, like the next day he called me, he's like, I don't think you realize some of the context of what we were talking about. I know, and he knew you had your youngest in the background. I knew you were playing a video game. You told me you were distracted and you said, we told you we lost a baby. And you said, that's awesome. And they started laughing.
Yo.
They literally started laughing on the other end of the phone. And then we just moved on. And they never brought it back until the next day. And then I felt like this small.
Did you notice in the moment?
No, I was playing the video game, dog. Like, I'm trying to get these levels.
And they laughed too, so he thought it hit.
They did. And you know what? I talk to him. I talk to him all the time. We're still in a relationship, but that actually happened. I'm sorry, guys.
That is wild.
PC is more blocked than J-Lo. That's right. Who is that? Go ahead, Jazzy.
All right, so we're going to do things a little bit different today for Youth Group Chronicles, which is going to be really fun. But we're going to bounce between some Q&A questions from fans and some actual stories. But we're going to start off with a story from a listener to the show. This is from Ashley, but it's Christmas-based. Because this episode comes out on Christmas, we're going to open up with a Christmas story. All right?
Got it.
Ashley said, our youth group decided to go Christmas caroling at our local prison. Only problem, we normally did a random selection of songs off the cuff without any real planning ahead of time. About 3 songs in, our youth pastor called out the next song, and we collectively started singing to this 2-story prison block. But by the time we realized what we were actually singing, it was too awkward to stop. So we literally sang the full song of I'll Be Home for Christmas to an entire block of men who would not, in fact, be home for Christmas.
That is... Who picks these songs? Can we also think about some of these Christmas carols that come out?
That is true.
Have you read that Baby It's Cold Outside?
Some are wild, dude.
This guy's like slipping stuff in her drink. Have you heard this song?
Yeah, I did.
It's creepy.
Yes.
It's super creepy. But man, Christmas caroling in the prisons. I didn't even know that was a thing.
That's different.
They said the whole time we were singing, we saw grown men crying in their cells.
Dang.
Some even walking out of view, overcome with emotion.
Overcome.
You made a cold-hearted felon cry
Dang.
on Christmas. I hope you feel good about yourself. Great ministry. Wow. I'm stunned.
Okay, so what do you do in the situation though? Because it's like you're halfway through the song. I think it's the chorus, right?
Yeah.
They get to the I'll Be Home, and you realize what you're singing. You're not going to stop, right?
It took them that long to realize, though.
Yeah, they got to that
like
part
they're
of the
deep,
song.
like they're in the chorus.
Like okay, let's say you're in the
Someone
verse and you
this
realize.
right away.
Let's say you're in the verse and you realize. You're gonna be like, oh, you know what? We're gonna do another song real
They
quick.
should have remixed it. I'll be warm
Wow.
for Christmas. Just something.
I'll be warm.
Just change it up.
Stop, that's even worse.
Change it up. Just switch it
My
up.
mind went somewhere.
Why'd you
I
see
know
After
I'm
Dark?
not the only one.
We didn't even make it.
I'm not the
We
only
didn't make it
one.
past the first story.
The fun fact, Baby It's Cold Outside is banned from the radio in Canada.
Wow. That's what you were talking about,
We're
right?
taking steps now. This is action, people.
America Next.
Honestly, I think when somebody probably had a solo in the I'll Be Home for Christmas or something like that and fought to keep it in there. You know, one of these worship warriors that like fights to get there. Come on, everybody knows they exist. Help me out, chat. Everybody else knows they exist. These people who are like, but I want to sing. I feel like there's wind on this song. I feel like God comes into the room in a greater way on this song. I feel like I was born to sing this song. And nobody will tell them that they suck.
That's true.
They're getting spiritual.
Yeah.
No one in this
home.
room
Home
sucks.
is heaven.
Don't worry, guys.
Home is heaven.
Not this room.
Not this room.
I know this.
But
I know this.
But
one.
I do exactly know what you're talking about.
Do you know what I'm talking about? That's what happened.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Nah, they hit it like
They're
they
the
were
ones
like,
that's
Home
who the
was
church
heaven.
sends caroling at the prison.
Home was heaven.
Wow.
They were like, see, really, home means heaven. we're trying to identify them with their citizenship. We just want to, you know,
This is
let
him
them know that
explaining
we're
it to
the
the jail
family.
warden afterwards.
Yeah, they're like, we really had good intentions. Like, matter of fact, can we preach now? Home is heaven. Let's.
You imagine them doing their counseling like the next week, and they're like, "There I was, man. I was home for Christmas, and it just hit me. I ain't gonna be home."
Dang.
Like, come on.
That's
I've
what
got
The
family
crying
in
got
prison.
me. I thought maybe, you know, they kind of laughed. No, they were like, really hit them.
They were not feeling it.
I don't know what to feel right now. I don't even know what to feel right now, and that already happened.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine?
No.
Imagine.
No. I
Wow.
can't imagine at all.
I'd be scared for my life. But
Yeah, they're coming for you.
yeah,
As soon as they get out.
they're earmarked. First,
Yeah,
and
the
last.
never
first
be home
Christmas they're
again.
out.
This
They're
is
coming
so
for
and
you.
so from so and so organization. Done.
So like I said, we're going to jump between some questions and some stories.
Yeah.
And this is to give you an opportunity if there's like a story that comes to mind. I know you've been in youth ministry for a while
Yeah.
and in ministry in general for a while. So the
Yeah.
first question I have is, what is the worst injury you or anyone at your youth group has ever gotten, and how did it happen? Do you have one that comes to mind, an injury?
Injuries that I can talk about?
You can do them anonymously.
Okay. I heard a story once. It's so bad. There was this youth camp that had a tall tower.
Oh no. Like a rock wall?
No, like a tower. Like they would do these, they would do all these like radical chants and stuff to earn points to win the week, right? And one of them was like, "Hey, I'm going to do a backflip off the top of a 20-foot tower,
Oh.
and my group's going to catch me." All right.
Yeah.
Now you just met these
That's
people. That's a
faith.
load of
That's
trust,
faith.
right, Larry? Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Because this is like an intern who just met this group and has full confidence. These people I met 24 hours ago, they're gonna catch me. Like, that's right. So sure enough, he gets up there. He's jumps, does a backflip, gonna land like this. And everybody dips. Everybody moves. Everybody leaves. Besides one kid who looks exactly like, you ever been seen Nacho Libre?
Yep.
You remember the little short kid named Chancho? Chancho, I need to borrow some sweats. Right? That kid, right? So this kid is standing there, arms up like this. And this guy lands on him, feet first on his chest, breaks him down.
It was lights
into
out
the ground,
immediately.
and then this guy lands on his back, and he can't move. The kid broke 3 ribs, and the guy could barely move for a week. I thought he broke his back.
That's honestly, it
True
could have
story.
been so much worse.
True story.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to get sued for that.
I don't know. You might.
No, it wasn't you. It was the
wasn't
story
me.
you heard.
But I wasn't there. Honestly,
Yeah.
I wasn't
Yeah, I don't
there.
even know.
Yeah.
I was at the camp, but I wasn't
This
there.
is a safe zone.
Yeah, this
This
is
is a safe
Chronicles,
zone?
yeah. So nothing can come back.
This is all
on
alleged.
you
This
or
is
people that
also
send in
online.
stories.
Nothing is safe.
This is all.
Can we just be
alleged.
honest
This
enough to say
allegedly
that?
happened.
I'd rather
allegedly
This
happened.
allegedly
human
happened.
pillow. That's funny. I didn't think
Yo,
about
okay,
that.
that's right. It could have been way, way worse. 3 broken ribs for the kid?
3 broken. And what's fun?
That's still
Okay,
a
can I
bad
just say
call,
that?
though.
Let me just add to this. All right, the ambulance comes. The kid's being gurneyed out,
Oof.
and the youth leader's sitting there. He can barely move, but he feels awful that he just did this.
Oh, was
this
it
one
youth
kid.
leader that jumped?
Yes.
Oh, great.
And this
Setting the example.
This guy is feeling awful, and this kid is being wheeled out, and he goes, "Wait!" Like all dramatic. "Wait!" And he goes, "Cole, it's not your fault. It's not. This is just my time. This literally, like, this is my time." And all dramatic is wheeled out. That actually
Really thought
happened.
this was
This is my
Dead serious. That happened. I got other stuff, but I'm not going down there.
If you guys have stories you'd like to send in, stories at ygcpodcast.com is where you can submit them. This is a story from Micah. Micah said, while working at youth group, my bunkmate was a guy from Brazil who I thought was pretty normal. I was wrong. In the middle of the night, he literally jumped off the top bunk and screamed the most terrifying, bloody murder I have ever heard right into my face. In an absolute panic from being jolted awake, I screamed back at him in the most girly, high-pitched, terrified scream you can imagine. Immediately after him screaming, I asked him if he was all right, and he said yes. And then he went back to sleep, and nothing else was ever said. Except I didn't sleep the rest of the night. In fact, I couldn't even stay in the room. I sat in a chair in the worship center the entire night, and every time he stirred for the rest of the summer, it sent me into a mini panic attack because I was terrified that he was going to jump out of bed and start screaming at me again.
It's always the top bunk. Never pick the bottom bunk.
Can you imagine a pterodactyl
Always pick
scream
the top. No,
right in your face
Always
at
top
2
bunk.
a.m.?
Do your best pterodactyl right now.
I'm not doing it. I'll be clipped for a lifetime.
I need.
I'll be clipped
feel
for
it.
a lifetime.
I need to. Please.
No, what I've learned is this: always pick. I'm just gonna avoid it. What I've learned is this: always.
You were halfway there, though. You were halfway there.
He wasn't gonna get me. Always pick top bunk.
That's
Always
true.
pick top bunk. You're safe. Nothing can fall
No
on
pee.
you. If the bed collapses
No
on
vomit.
the top,
The people in the top bunk get messed with the most.
maybe. But every story we have that comes in is like someone
Bottom bunk.
threw
It's
up
probably
to the
from this
bottom
one
bunk.
person.
The one
It's
dude.
the- yeah.
It was the pterodactyl dude.
I can't believe. Well, I mean, I've been woken up in the middle of the night, but never like someone screaming like a pterodactyl. I haven't had that.
Did you have any not so good scenarios getting woken up in the middle of the night?
I mean, I ate Mexican that was really
Okay,
wrong. Like,
personal problems.
you won't scream like a pterodactyl. I'm over here trying to rescue this one over here. So whatever. But not like when my kids get sick. I got my oldest son in the studio right now. He's over here. When they would get sick.
If you're a parent, you get woken up in the middle of the night, period.
Have you ever, any of the parents, all right?
Yes.
When your kid wakes up in the middle of the night and goes, Dad, I feel like I'm going to throw up. And he's standing right over you. And you're like, bro, get away. Bro. You start punching the air. And that guy over there did that.
Oh.
Multiple times. Facts, bro. It is. I don't care. It is. You're
There was,
17. You're great now. But back then, you were weird.
I don't know what episode came out. I don't even know if the story's out yet, but it will at some point. There was a youth leader that the mom
This is crazy. Yeah.
the mom
That was
said to the counselor,
last episode.
he wets the bed. I need you to wake him up every hour on the hour and let him go to the bathroom. So set an alarm all week during camp, please. And he did it.
This was
all
real?
week.
No, but he gets top bunk.
Did he? Okay,
The kid got
that would have
to-
been my question.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. He gets top bunk.
But
The
that
kid got the
if
top
he
bunk.
misses an hour,
The frequent urinator
Yeah.
got top
that,
bunk.
So he
that is going to come.
Well, he
Yeah.
did. He didn't miss an hour all week. The counselor was like
He built it
waking
up.
up throughout the middle of the night until the last day. He decided, you know what, screw this. I'm sleeping. And the kid soaked the bed and the kid below him.
Yeah.
So,
It's the top
Peed
bunk.
on the kid.
drenched. Yeah.
Drenched?
Yeah. It was just, he was just
It was
sitting
like
in it all night.
7
and just
How do
hours
you
screwed
wake
the bed.
up to that? Like, you can't.
You don't realize till
You're
it's too
just
late.
sitting, you're laying down, and you're like, like, how does that? I don't know. Maybe I'm more animated than most of my imagination, but I'm thinking,
7 hours of accumulated pee.
wait,
That's
full
he
bladder.
slept through the whole night?
Yeah, the guy on top.
Oh,
But
I missed that.
Yeah.
He had a 7-hour pee on this guy?
I mean, I don't know when he started in the middle of the night, but he pees very often, so much so that he has to get up every hour.
I mean, it was every hour.
Yeah.
So you got to imagine it's at least like 5 to 7 pee sessions.
Guys.
Tripping. Like, at what session did this kid find out?
Imagine if he didn't find out and he wakes up and think, man, it must have been hot last night. I was sweating.
Salty. No, salty.
Is pee salty?
Dude.
How do you know?
And how do you know that, Cole?
I'm just
Do
gonna-
the pterodactyl
I'm just gonna
or it's going to get worse.
I'm
No,
just
I'm
going to
kidding.
go
I'm
on a
totally
limb.
kidding.
I'm going to go on a limb
I'm kidding.
and say it's salty.
Great.
I watch Bear Grylls.
Yes. Okay,
That's what he told
that's
me.
a good out. That's a good out.
Come on, he used to drink pee like every episode. That's what kept me locked in.
This
doing
is
something.
another.
You're hyper focused. There's an extreme focus to you right now.
Yeah. Stream.
He does not
So
want to do
move
that
on from the
scream. He does
pterodactyl.
not want to do that scream. Anything but the scream.
I'm not going to do the scream because
That scream is
it won't
creepy.
die. That's the thing, is it will live forever. I mean, 30 years from now, someone will be like clipping it.
All right, this is another question. And Cole, if you have stories, you're welcome to jump in. Creepiest thing you've ever experienced or heard as a youth leader or in ministry?
You want to go or you want me to go?
You go first.
I think this is what, because you gave me like a little prelude to this earlier.
I did give you this when I was like, can we say this?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I had some friends. They were a traveling band, Christian band. If I said their name, you might know them. And they are on this like tour and they have a free night and someone like hooks it up and says, well, come to my youth ministry and minister to the kids, whatever, right? So they go. It was awesome. Power of God, the whole thing, right? God touched a lot of lives. Well, this kid came that night and had heard that it was a last minute thing. And after it, he also heard they don't have anywhere to stay. And so he's like, well, why don't you just come stay at my house? So he's like, my parents out of town, just stay at my house. So they go over. This kid, good host, doesn't leave him without the pillow and the blanket. Ever done a sleepover without your friend giving you that? And then you got to sleep with the pillow cushions on you to stay warm.
Yeah.
So, good host, makes some breakfast the next morning, gets up, makes some breakfast the next morning, and they leave. One day later, they're driving and they see a news report. This kid's face is on it.
Dang.
He murdered his parents that day. And their bodies were in the basement. And then, true story. And then he invited them while his dead parents were in the basement, and they stayed there. And then they left with fresh corpses in the basement.
This
is a true story.
Absolutely.
Dude,
yeah, there has to be a Netflix documentary.
Bro, oh my gosh, I hope I don't get. I'm going to get some money out of this. I'm going to get some money out of this. There's no money in ministry. You can get some money out of this.
There's so much to unpack.
Imagine, bro. Like you're like, hey, what? He murdered his parents. We then went to church, invited them.
Dude,
boom.
You got to be non-human.
What do you mean non-human?
To go murder your
like
parents.
A pterodactyl?
To murder your like a pterodactyl. To murder your parents and sit through a service is hard enough.
You went to church after.
Bro, like
crazy.
sits through a
like
service.
Who goes to church after you just murdered your parents?
Then invites a kid over.
And then invites
a whole group of
the
people.
ministry worship band over for like, just stay with us. And then cooks you breakfast.
Nah.
Who does that?
Nah, bro.
That is insane. Wow.
I mean, I still think about that. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
this is wild.
I'd be thinking about that forever.
What?
I would never forget
Would
that.
ruin.
It makes
it'd
me
ruin
like-
every sleepover for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I'd never
It'd
trust
ruin every
anybody after
ministry
that.
trip for the rest of your life.
Dude,
I want a room.
yes.
I want it pre-checked by my team.
100%.
Every closet, every door, every attic.
I travel every weekend. Do you not think I think about this?
How many
often?
bodies
Have you-
in the basements
Like,
of places
oh
you
my
have
God,
no
I don't know.
idea?
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
We'll never
Some
know.
crazy stuff.
Oh, can you? That is evil.
Someone said grippy sock vacation. Oh, residency. Yeah, that's like. Oh, someone also said premium grippy sock vacation. Absolutely. Do you know what a grippy sock vacation is?
No, what is that?
Insane asylum, where they give you the socks.
Grippy sock.
That's what everyone. If it's a crazy story,
Sorry, that just got me.
that's it.
That's amazing.
They'll comment it if it's a crazy story.
Did
Yeah.
you know about grippy socks? I didn't know about grippy socks.
Do you know what grippy sock vacation is? Nope.
Someone said
Must be a-
They say grippy
permanent
socks
grippy-
is for
A
the
grippy sock vacation is what they call it. So
Mental-
it means you're going for
to
a
the
stay
mental
at
institution?
Yeah,
Get the grippy socks.
because they
I
give
thought-
you the special
I
socks.
thought it was a
there.
trampoline park.
I'm
thing.
gonna start using that.
I thought it was a
We're gonna hear it tomorrow.
You thought
at church.
about caramel chocolate vanilla. Just wait till what kind of socks I come out with. Y'all done gave me content.
Any grippy socks in the room?
Just wait.
Any grippy socks?
Yeah, little did
grippy
I
socks
know
in the
he was
room?
talking about an insane asylum. I
Grippy
was raising
socks?
my hand to that.
I'll tell you who's gonna raise their hand.
That girl.
That one girl who thinks she's chocolate ice cream.
Right.
Yeah.
Grippy socks.
I love the trampoline
I
park.
stole my pair from the trampoline park. Grippy socks.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even know that. If you think about socks, you tell a lot of people about their socks.
That is true.
You can tell a lot about a person by their socks.
That is,
That
very
is
true.
actually a fact. Mismatch.
brand new.
Brand loyalty.
You got brand news?
Brand new.
Okay.
Got them 3
I
days
respect
ago.
it.
I don't really wear long socks, but it's freezing. Come on, it's Christmas.
That's
And
true.
Got
Yeah,
it.
it's Christmas.
It's
Christmas Day
Christmas.
right now.
Guys,
right?
it's cold.
We came in on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
That's how dedicated we are to the show.
We are.
Christmas
Sold out.
Day we are here.
Absolutely.
All right, this is a story from Randy. And if you guys, again, have stories you'd like to send in, stories@ygcpodcast.com is where you can submit them. At youth camp, I had a 7 or 8-year-old boy in my cabin who I constantly had to tell to hurry and speed up. When it was time to shower or get ready for bed, he seemed like he was always dragging his feet. After camp, one of the lifeguards asked me how I dealt with this kid. Confused by this, I asked him why he was asking. He clarified and said, well, just overall, how did you deal with a kid with only one leg? Turns out, the reason he was always slow or took longer to get ready was because he had to take his prosthetic leg on and off. I never realized anything because he always wore pants and always got ready either on the top bunk or in the bathroom. Here I was rushing a kid all week who only had one leg.
It's the top bunkers. They you can't. But here's the problem.
Wow.
This is the problem, though.
Okay.
And this is like a youth pastor problem.
Okay.
Is that there's just some things that go on that you don't see until it's too late.
You speaking? This is experience.
No, like it's too late.
Have you
like
done this?
you're too far in. You've already made the jokes. Things have already gone, and then you find out like a day later.
I mean,
or like you find out at the end of the night, and you're like, dude, I picked the one kid that I shouldn't have picked for that. I said the one thing I shouldn't have said, and then what do you like? What are you gonna do?
I mean, I've watched somebody try to high five a blind person.
Yeah.
Oh.
You imagine that?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
How good do you feel about yourself now?
Well, okay, here's the
That
thing.
guy-
They didn't know. How would they have ever known? So you kind of get away with it. Or did people see?
I'm sorry. Can we just go back to this story? We're throwing out all this fake mercy right now. Okay. How do you not notice this kid? You're in a cabin with this kid.
Fair?
He's spent a whole lifetime
And
probably trying
listen,
to hide it.
I'm just saying it, okay? If someone has a what is it, a prosthetic leg,
yeah.
okay?
They walk a little different,
They
right?
look different.
Even under long
They
pants?
sway differently.
The limp.
There's a limp,
Yeah.
or there's the.
It's the drag. It's the verbiage he used.
And I had a kid that had one, and I was like, "There's no mistaking that.
You can't miss it.
You came
Okay,
from
so
somewhere."
wait, you have 15 kids in the cabin.
Got it.
Chaos.
I'm gonna notice one missing a leg, bro. I'm gonna notice.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm trying to stick up the
You're
guy,
gonna
but I
beat
mean,
that.
there's
Are you
no
gonna
excuse
wonder?
at this point.
I'm
like,
gonna
what was
notice-
the kid doing? Was he getting
Yeah.
like his changing his pants when everyone was asleep in the dark?
So he said he did it in the bathroom or in the top bunk.
That might have weirded some kids out, and he probably
Yeah.
had a bad experience. Kudos to the kid for doing that. All right, we give you points for that. But this youth leader, this mature adult, boy, that background check must have been real thin and real fast.
It's youth camp, absolutely.
Dude, like, yeah, and just at this point, you're just
There
taking
are no
himself
You're
background
truck
checks.
driving school. Yeah, come on over. Yeah,
like
like,
just hop in. It's like, dude, I was like 7 days into the camp. Didn't even realize he had one leg.
bro. And then,
Your
like,
kids are safe though. You can
at least go, hey man, like, are we moving too fast for you? Are you good? And then the kid could have been like, or like, I don't know if you noticed, but you have more than I do. Like, there's something you could say. How do you mistake that?
the dragging, like the verbiage is what really did him over.
What?
He's just dragging himself everywhere.
Yeah, he was dragging his feet. He was dragging his
Dragging
foot.
dead weight.
He was dragging.
Some of these comments are killing me.
Yeah,
right
Are they
now.
good ones? You can read them out loud. I can't really see. What did you say?
They have their sea legs. Someone said, I think this is the wrong step.
Pastor Cody says
I
sea
think this
legs.
is the wrong step. It's crazy.
He's
is
right
the
here.
wrong
What,
step.
you were on the
my
internet, dude.
gosh.
Dude, he was just a step behind all week.
What?
He's just a step behind all week.
So my sister, when she was like probably 3 or 4,
Okay.
there was a guy at our church that had a prosthetic leg, and
Okay.
he was showing the kids, and like all of us, we were like, "Oh, this is so cool!" You'd, like, take it off.
Yeah.
And my sister was like, kind of like off to the side, like really skeptical, and she didn't know what was going on with this
Skeptic.
dude's leg.
One leg skeptic.
She's like, "This can't be a fake leg." So we were, for some reason, we were like praying or something in a circle, and in the middle of the prayer, she like looks over at his leg and stomps on his prosthetic foot to see if he would notice.
Hold on. How old is she?
She's like 3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah, super young.
I mean, but still.
Still stomps on his foot. Thankfully, it was a prosthetic foot. But literally, everyone in the prayer is just like looking around because she had no idea what was going on. Didn't
What is
believe
she
it.
trying
She's
to
like, I got to
do
see if
over
this thing's
here?
real.
Like,
That was an intrusive thought that won.
It was 100% intrusive thought.
a winning intrusive thoughts. We're gonna find out tonight if that leg's fake.
I mean, okay, have you ever met someone and they have a prosthetic eye?
That I've never had. Never seen.
okay,
Bro,
right?
but I didn't know he had a prosthetic eye.
Oh, we got a story here?
Oh.
We got a story here?
No,
Is there a pterodactyl involved in
was
this
him. He's
story?
like, sometimes you're too deep making fun of someone. Was this the kid?
I never did it, but I'm one day I'm asking around, like, yo, where's this kid? And we have kids that have the same name. And they're like, bro. And I've had like 15 conversations with this kid. And they're like,
you never
And they're
noticed?
like, bro, the one with one eye. I'm like, what do you
Whoa, you never noticed.
never noticed?
Bro,
They get them real.
Is it
now.
a different
like
color?
they move. Like some of them move.
Wow.
okay. Can we just solve this for
Maybe he never
the
looked
human
me in
race?
the eye.
Dude, wow.
What'd you say?
Gosh.
What'd you say?
I just said maybe they never looked me in the eye. I mean,
Maybe he just has his head down every week. He just
my
Oh,
God.
actually, you know
me
what?
one
There
time.
was a story on the show where a kid was dancing during worship and his eye popped out.
Yeah,
His
nah.
glass eye. So in the
this
middle
isn't
of
the
worship,
first eye one either. Because
Yeah.
wasn't there a dude who was the kid who had one of the kids was blind?
Uh-huh.
there's been a lot of blind
Yeah.
stories. But this kid was not blind. And he was his first time at youth group. He's like jumping up and down and jumped too much, jolted his head, and his eye popped out onto the floor. And he's like on the ground in worship. trying to
Missing
put it back
extremity.
in.
Now, missing extremities
And
are
someone,
bad.
someone over spiritual's like, get him, God. Get him, God. And he's like trying to find his eye.
It's the missing.
That reminds me
extremity
of
ones
the
are
Pirates
tough.
of the Caribbean.
Yeah,
The
I've
guy
never
that
seen
loses his eye on the ship and he's trying to find it everywhere. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Now we just had a kid. We had a kid. So we told a story when we were out doing a show, and the story was about a youth pastor who was picking for games. He's like, I want to pick the quiet kids. This is one of those moments where
Okay.
it's already out and it's too late. And
Okay.
he's like, I see this quiet kid. And he's like, I'm gonna pick you, because I want to pick the kids who are never involved. So the kid, he like picks him and he's like, nah. And he's like, no, I already picked you. I chose you. And it was a cup stacking game. And the kid had no fingers. This is
crazy.
This is
Listen
the
to this.
start. This is the start.
We're
Who
tell-
are
wait,
these
wait.
people?
This is the start.
And how do they get hired?
No, this is a start because a real life chronicle happened in the room.
Well, wait, we are
Wait,
telling.
this was at your youth.
No.
This is
We're at a
live
show.
Like we're in front of like
We're like
800
record-
kids.
We're
You
recording
were recording this in front of a live show.
And we're doing this story.
in front of like a youth conference.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden from the crowd you hear yo, and you turn around and they're all pointing at one kid. And this kid stands up like this was his moment. He stands up like this is his moment.
While
And
we're
he's
recording.
like, and he's like showing his no fingers.
I'm so
It's like
uncomfortable right now. Like,
but
I
we
don't even know.
didn't-
I need to fix my shirt.
Well, we're all trying to figure out what to do. So
We're just, like, ignoring it.
Sam
We're ignoring
just
it.
moves on to the next story, but me and Zay are dying. Like we're still dying. We're trying to like.
Of course, you
we're
and
like-
Zay would catch
we're
that.
like-
Because they're trying to call out the poor kid. I'm like, I don't want to out this kid for not having.
Yes, Sam tried to be professional as possible. Like Sam was ready.
Good
He's like,
on you,
all right,
Sam."
anyway, from Derek. He starts moving on. Me and Zay are still dying. I don't even know what he's saying. Then all of a sudden we hear yells. And the kid is behind us. On
The crowd
stage,
starts
ran up, and he's
cheering.
like,
Wait, do it again? Oh my gosh.
Dude, we have pictures. He's like on stage
bro, like, behind
mid show.
us, like his moment to
This
shine,
is wild.
He's like, and Zay killed it though. Zay looked
Yeah,
at him and he was
he
like,
said
yo,
it.
what's your name? And the kid's like, I don't know. His kid's like, my name's Dylan. And he's like, all right, Dylan, go sit down.
No way. Put the kid back.
He was like,
But
yo,
I
that's
chose
crazy.
you.
Yo, Dylan, sit down though. But everyone give it up for Dylan.
No, this is at the. So we weren't playing the game at the show.
No, we
We
weren't.
were
playing the
we
game.
were just reading a story
This
about a
kid's-
kid with no fingers.
Oh my
and everyone's
gosh.
like, we got a kid here with no fingers.
No, this kid,
and they're
like,
pointing
uses
to the
moment.
kid, and he's like, I got to go on stage now. And so he goes on. He runs, and he's like going like this with 2 fingers.
Yeah.
One of the best drummers I knew. Why you laughing? I'm serious.
He could say anything, but we already know what he's gonna say.
He was a 3-finger bandit, man. I'm telling you, that guy on the can.
Because I can't picture that.
Boom.
You got to at least have one finger for that.
No, he had 3. No more, no less. I counted.
3?
I did.
It
I
was
was
like
like, I was
2
like, break it out.
It's like one on one.
And he was
2 on
good.
other.
I mean, he was really good.
Dang.
Going back to this prosthesis eye, have you ever asked? I'm sorry, I just have to come back. I can't have an unfinished thought. I wrote a whole book on finishing. All right, I have to finish. All right. So, like, when you look at somebody, and let's say they have a fake eye, all right, do you make the ask of, okay, which one do I look at? Because
I feel like that's the same thing
someone
with lazy
with a lazy
eyes,
eye.
Like you don't ask someone if they have a lazy eye.
I get.
You know, like, you can't be like, bro, you're. Oh my god, you're wandering, bro. You're wandering.
Wandering is
you're like,
crazy.
I'm sorry, wait. Oh, this one. Okay. Camera 2 or 1? Like, what are we looking at?
No, but that's the worst.
Yeah.
Is you want it like internally, you're like, bro, should I let him? Should I give him like? Because I feel like because some people can correct it. Like, have you ever seen the meme where the mom's like, fix your eye, and the kid's like,
Use both your eyes.
and it's
No.
yes.
That's a real one?
No, like his eye was out here. She was like, fix your eye. And he was like,
Someone send
and
that to me.
I've never.
I've got
seen
an
it.
idea.
no. It's like a mom.
I might end up
The
right
kids
back
are-
up on this podcast with this idea.
Like she's taking a
Literal
video
freak.
of something completely different. His eyes like, she said, fix your eye.
But do you ask?
comes
I
back.
feel like you should ask.
For a
Right?
glass eye.
Like,
What if you
I'm
miss?
just trying to get some clarity. Wow.
Yo, You're
What
wrong.
if you miss it? What if it was just like a lazy eye? You're like, bro, is that
Hey,
a
bro.
fake eye?
I
He's
mean,
like,
and
what?
how do you even start the conversation? What are you seeing right now? Like, how do you
What do you see?
like? How do you start? Like, is that one real? Which one's
Well,
fake?
don't they look?
Just hold something out. Like,
Don't they look similar, or is it just?
Bro, I'm from the South.
The other one doesn't move.
no, yeah.
Okay.
You
But
gotta
I-
play like catch
Look,
strategically.
up here, y'all got, real sophisticated science. All right. We're from the South.
Mhm.
Some of these are carved out of wood
Not
and
the-
just popped right on in there. I'm telling you, they got their kids' children's paint, the Crayola paint, and just put it on. And they always wanted green eyes, even the other one's brown. I'm telling you, I've seen some stuff.
It's like those poppers you push down and they pop up and they have
Yes.
like the eyeball ones. Some mom just got a fresh pack.
Just
Here you
cut
go,
it.
Timmy. This is all we got.
swap it out like contact lenses.
Googly eye.
Yo, imagine they just glue it.
Nah, that would be
Wasn't
foul.
there a monster on Monsters Inc. that moved his eyes?
Yeah, the one dude, the main dude. He has one eye.
The one that had
Well,
like
I mean, he is an eye, but there was
a-
one that was
he
like,
is the whole eye.
a bunch of them.
man,
I haven't seen that movie in a long
if
time.
you could move your eye and still see, that'd be dope.
if you
I
could
don't know.
what?
That's like free Zoom cameras. And
Like
Oh,
if you
like
could
take it out.
yeah,
That would be
remove
sick.
your eye and see, that'd be
you get a
tough.
Ring camera for free.
No, yeah, that'd be tough.
Them things are expensive. In this economy,
Just roll it into a room. Wait.
like it's a grenade. Can you imagine people are like, the eye,
You should never lose at hide and seek.
That's true.
Ever.
you should never lose a hide.
Yo,
Never
there was a
lose a hide and
kid.
seek.
I'm going back to stories here, but there was on a previous episode. I don't know who was on.
Yeah.
There was a kid who had hearing aids,
That was crazy.
and he was like, "I want to be the seeker in hide and go seek." No one knew why he was doing it, but they're like, "Okay, whatever. No one wants to do this. You can do it." And he turned them up to 100 and could hear people breathing in the dark. And he's like, "Oh,
That is awesome.
see you over there."
Handicap?
Sorry, but that's
Handicap or
like
superpower?
superpower.
Yeah.
100%. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I could hear some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't just use it for hide and seek.
For
But
what?
that
You'd
is
use it
pretty
for
dope.
purity patrol.
Yes.
Turn it
Oh,
up.
man.
Full blast.
I'm not even going there.
You would never miss.
This is a question. Either one of you are welcome to answer this.
Edit it, Sam. Edit it.
No, we have to leave it in. I didn't hear
Leave it.
it.
It's leaving it in. It's unedited. This is for the live crowd only. I'm just playing.
Wow.
I've said worse.
I missed it. I'll have to listen back. Has there ever been a moment when you wanted to kick a kid out of youth group?
Yeah.
Once a week?
I mean, that's what I was going to say. Like, I mean, every Thursday, I was like, I should have just buried
Right.
that kid. I should have just,
Right.
there was one kid, like, we were going after the lost. Okay.
yeah.
And this one kid was unchurched.
Mhm.
And so his way of responding to the message
Mm.
was never amen.
Mm.
It was,
No.
F yeah. And of course, I got my row of homeschoolers that he sits behind,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh my God. They're freaking out. I'm getting emails every week.
Yeah, yeah.
I even have to talk to this kid. I'm like, bro, I love this passion. I love it. But, can we like dial that back? Or, like I'm trying. It's so new territory for me at this point. But dude, I'm telling you, for like 6 months, it was F yeah. And after a while, it just got so like, okay, this is church. That even the new
Even
people
went out
were
your
like,
other-
what kind of church is this?
I said, oh, that's just Brandon. It's
I should have kicked that kid out, but that kid was making some big steps. I mean, he was making some big. I mean,
Yeah.
this was also the same kid that told me, because I called our youth ministry fast, and it was the same kid that was like, "I know we're gonna fast." I'm like, "What, bro?" And he's like, "I'm gonna fast porn." I was like, "Man, that's a wow."
Good for him from the live
I'm like,
audience.
you should.
Good for him.
You guys know we end fast, right? Like they don't go on forever.
It's breaking my fast today. Never break that one. Keep always fast. Never break
Shoot.
that one.
You know what? This is the same kid. Holy smokes! I just thought about something. I'm not even sure. I'm sorry to my attorney if I make you work busy. This kid shows up in my office one day and confesses, I'm struggling with porn. And so we pray. We put some accountability. Like accountability is like, I count for your ability, not your disability. I'm going to call you higher. So I'm like, I'm going to put some steps. So we work out steps. One of the steps is I'm going to come to you and say, hey, how are you doing? Right? Now, when I say, how are you doing? I'm not asking how your day went. I'm asking, how are you doing with this area in your life, right? So it's a week or so later, it's Sunday morning, in between services, I'm in the hallway, it's crowded, and this kid comes up, hey, Pastor Chris, same kid. And I say, hey, bro, how are you doing? Now, have you ever tried to say something without saying something? Like if your eyes could talk, hey, bro, how are you doing, right? I'm trying to communicate, and this kid's like, what are you talking about? I'm not lying. This is the same kid. And I remember like, no, stop playing. No, come on, for real. We got to see what Coke talk. How are you doing? And this kid, dead-eyed, just looks at me and goes, Pastor Chris, are you okay? Like, what are you talking about? It's a crowded hallway. It's not like I can sit there and say, you're a pervert. We're trying to get you off that stuff, right? It's not like I can say that. So I'm just like stressing, how are you doing to this kid? And this kid's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, remember you in my office confessing porn and we was trying to get you. And then, no lie, he looks at me and says, that was my other personality.
Yo.
I remember somebody asked me, like, what'd you say? I was like, I know what I said because I said it. He's like, that was my other personality. And I said, well, fine, I want a group meeting right now. I said, we're going to start with you're one person with one mind. Like, this was that kid.
We're going one at a time.
Can you imagine?
We're going to take this one at a time. Who am I speaking with? To whom am I speaking?
Oh my God, grippy socks. I might have had a whole youth ministry of grippy socks. Now I think
Grippy
about it. I learned a new term.
The grippy socks. Man.
If I
not
go
gonna
home and
stop
tell my
saying it
wife
now.
that, she probably would not know what that is. And I could get away with it for about a week.
A whole week.
Although I have a healthy fear of my wife. So she's
You guys,
the
so
sweetest.
the kid was taking a fast. Have you ever guys seen there's an ad out right now. I think it's like an NFL ad. They're like, let's put a timeout on racism or hate or something like that.
Mhm.
Have you ever seen that ad? They're like,
I'm
we're
getting
going to put
that
a
this is
timeout.
bad, though.
Okay, think
Just
about it.
a timeout.
You know what a timeout is?
Right.
That's the whole ad. They're like, we're coming together. We're putting a timeout on hate.
So we're gonna come back to it after the timeout.
Exactly.
Right.
Like that's their whole campaign is put a timeout.
Who hires these marketing firms?
Okay, thank you. I thought I was the only one. I
No,
was like, this,
that's where my mind immediately went. I've never heard of this. And I'm like, oh yeah, I
like,
think I've seen that.
dude, there's all these famous athletes. Like Shaq is on there. Like it's like this
No,
huge
this is
ad.
terrible.
Yeah.
This is
Immediately. Anybody else seen that? Please tell me. Not.
Now we got that. Now we're as YGC PR. Now we're gonna have the NFL coming after us. Sam. We don't need that, no matter how bad it is. Sam just opened up a can of worms.
Yeah, here we go. It's okay. This is a story from Zach. So what we're gonna do? I'm gonna read the first couple lines of this story.
Okay.
You got to give me your best guess as to what you think's coming. Okay.
Wow.
On our way to youth camp, I heard some giggling coming from the back of the bus, but I didn't think much of it. A few minutes later, I saw some red and blue lights flashing behind us, and we got pulled over. Why do you think they got pulled over?
They mooned the cop.
They mooned the cop? That's a great guess.
I guarantee they did.
Mine's hitting.
What?
I already know mine's gonna be right.
What is it?
They wrote a sign,
Okay.
and on the sign it said, "Help us,
Okay.
save us."
Dang, that's
Yep.
a good one.
And
So that's
plastered on the back,
absolutely
and I
happened.
almost
Both
hope
of
that's
those
true.
have happened. I don't
And
think they mooned the cop, but kids have.
And they're giggling, and they're help us.
Actually, you know what it
and then
was? It was a special needs kid that mooned miles of highway traffic.
you know what that's
So-
called? Experience.
So that story has happened.
Because I've had
You're
it
going
happen.
with the sign. Okay.
I'm
good guess.
sticking with the sign.
Sticking with the sign. Chat, where we at? Any
the
guesses?
kids did
Wait,
something.
the
He
mooning
flipped
didn't
off the
happen.
cop?
The mooning happened. Different story.
No, this is a different. Oh gosh, I was like, see, I got it. Never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, different story.
I'm coming back.
It could be this one. Could be this one. We'll find out in a second. The action flipped off a cop is the best guess. All right. A few minutes later, I saw some red and blue lights flashing behind us, and we got pulled over. Come to find out, a student in the back of the bus somehow managed to stick his junk out the window and pee while we were driving down the road.
Did he pee on the cop?
I don't know if it didn't say if he peed on the cop, but someone called the cops because their car got peed on.
My mind goes immediately to the movie Dumb and Dumber. Remember when he's like, he drinks the pee.
Dude, I've not seen that movie in a
Should
long
ask him
time.
how it tastes. Salty.
Salty.
I heard from a source that it tastes salty.
You know what though? I feel like so we had someone backed into my car, and I had a rental, and it was this like small. I don't know if y'all know what the Chevy Spark is, but like it's the size of like a jelly bean, like really small. And they play like I fought in the rental place. I'm like, listen, Like, this is why I have insurance. Can I get, like, I'll pay extra if I need to, whatever we need to do to get a normal car. Like, this is all we have. It was like a turquoise blue Chevy Spark. It was crazy. So, you know, we have groups, and I got kids in the car for group, and one of the kids was, unbeknownst to me, music is up. He's banging on the glass to cars around me. So we park on the side of the road, and we go out to fish. And like, you got to walk like deep in the woods, not too deep, but deep enough that you can't see the road. You can only see the wood line, and my car's out by the road. And there's like 8 of us, no fishing license, like for most of the kids, but most of them are young. So we're like, it's fine. And we just see a cop emerge from the trail in the woods, and we're gathering the rods up, throwing the rods away, like throwing the rods. We're like, yo, dude, like he's gonna get all of us with tickets. He walks up and he's like, whose blue car?
Oh no.
And I'm like, I guess mine, it's a rental. And he's like, well, we have reports on this road of an abduction of somebody trapped in a blue car that is going down, and the kid's screaming, help me. Mind you, I still didn't know that this was going on in my car. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. All the kids are there. Kids are all quiet. Nothing happened. And then I found out later that it was the kid in my car.
The cop
They
just
were
left?
looking for me. Yeah, he just left.
Imagine
I'm
if
like-
you actually
I'm
abducted
like,
a
we're
kid.
from a church. You know, we do this every week.
Wow. Yeah, we just
kidnap them
kidnap
weekly.
kids. We're
We
gonna
do
bring them
this
down to
every
go
week. We're
fishing
just
with
out
no
here
poles.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Fishing? No poles. It's like, no. Running from the cops.
You were running from the cops.
That never happened. I've never ran from the cops since being sick.
Well, hold on. Say that again. Just to get
Since
clear.
being a pastor. No, I've had a lot of crazy. I've been arrested.
Yeah, recently.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Wait.
It was a
arrested-
misunderstanding.
Wait, what?
It
Hold
was
on.
it was
Guys, like I'm not in this world every week.
It was
okay?
a misunderstanding. It was New
how
York
come I didn't
State
get
at
a
its
text?
finest. It was New York State at its finest. Yeah, so we were I'm driving. I am a youth group chronicle, unfortunately. We were driving and we had somebody in the car from the youth ministry, and it was me and my wife, and we're going down the road, and I get lit up, and I'm like, I don't even know why he pulled me over. And he pulls me over in front of a park, and he's like, license, registration, do you know why I pulled you over? I'm like, I have no idea. And he's just like, I don't even know what the reason was, because I was traumatized afterwards. But he comes back up to the window, and he's like, Kenneth, I'm gonna need you to step out. I'm like, are we good? He's like, just step out.
Wait, your name's Kenneth?
First name Kenneth, middle name Cole. I go by Cole.
Oh,
Don't worry, there's people who've known me for like a decade and then found out my name was
yeah,
Kenneth.
we made a jump though. Like,
Yeah.
we went from Kenneth to Cole.
Right.
Like that's a big leap.
Right.
I mean,
He comes up full government. Kenneth, step out of the car. I get out the car, and he's like, I guess there was some assessment fee from like something that happened like 4 years ago on a ticket. And I was supposed to pay this fee every year. And I moved houses, and they sent the fee to the other house. And it was like $50 and it never got paid. And he was like, your license is suspended, cuffed me, put me in the back of the whole, and this is 4th of July at the park, or Memorial Day at the park. Everyone's stopping, looking at me. There's like thousands of people. I'm just like getting walked back. And my wife and the person from the
ain't
youth
that
ministry.
the youth pastor from?
Yeah.
Right.
Our church
They're in
already
the
has
car.
enough hate.
They don't. My wife and the girl in the car, they don't know why I'm getting arrested. They just see me getting walked back. And I'm in the car, and I'm like,
You remember this?
I'm in the car, and I'm tripping. Like,
This
I'm
was
going
like last
crazy.
year, dude.
I'm like, why? I'm like, this is crazy. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, and he's like, well, would you like me to move your cuffs to the front? I'm like, what? We're in different levels. Like, I'm like, if you
My
lock me,
expectation is to get out of him. You're just trying to put him in the front of
He's
me.
like, "You want to run?" But he eventually let me. He's like, I'll just let you figure it out in court. I think I made enough of a fuss. And
If
then
anyone's
I
going to
got
make a
dropped.
fuss in court, this guy.
Yeah.
If anyone could
Respect.
get
But-
out.
I wasn't going down with that fight. That was a 3-day weekend.
Wait,
Imagine that
You went
call,
to prison
Pastor
for
Cole.
3 days?
No, I didn't.
You went to jail for 3 days.
I would have went to jail for 3
Did
days.
they sing Christmas carols in this jail?
I'm coming home for.
Oh my gosh, dude, that's wild. I'm trying to think if I ever got arrested.
But that's like a hardcore New York City.
That was a question. Have you or anyone in your youth group been arrested?
Oh, youth group for sure. I mean, 100%.
Is there a statute of limitations?
I
on
had
this story?
Will. No,
Yeah.
I'll say this. You know, one time I found out that through the SWAT team in our city, that one of the kids' mom was the biggest meth dealer in our area, and she had a lab in the garage.
Wow.
And this kid was selling it, but they didn't want to raid the house when the kid was there. They wanted to raid it when he wasn't.
Wait, did
And
they ask
own-
you when he's at? They're like,
So they came to my office and gave me the situation and said,
You
when does
snitch.
church stop?
Look at you.
Or when does church start and stop? And I was like, well, it starts here and it stops here. Why? I thought I was in trouble. See, I thought there was an assessment fee that they mailed to this other house. I'm sorry, I don't know. That just sounds really weird. But anyways, but they were like, when does it start and stop? And I told them the times and stuff. And sure enough, while the kid was at church, I knew his home was getting raided and his mom was getting hauled off to jail. And
that's
so,
actually crazy because he's right there.
And then there was going to be child protective services there. So I drove him home that night. I mean, it was a whole thing.
That's actually
tough.
brutal.
That's
tough.
crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's
I mean, I hate to bring it down, but that actually happened. Sorry, guys. Your youth pastors know a lot more than you think they do. Let's just be honest. I'm trying to think, did I ever get arrested? I mean,
a lot of my
I
youth
feel
kids
like
have
you
been
would remember
arrested.
if you got arrested. Someone asked in the chat
No,
if
I
I
got
got
arrested
arrested.
a lot.
Absolutely not.
Wait,
Come
every
on,
time
guys.
I was arrested,
There's no
wasn't
way
even
Sam
when I
gets
was
arrested.
being bad.
I
So-
respect that.
Right? I always got arrested, and I'm like, out of all the things I've like, when I got arrested there, I'm like, out of all the things I've done in my life,
This is what you're
the
taking me down for.
$50 fee from 5 years ago got me.
Oh, I remember now. I was like, no, I've been arrested plenty of times, but at least handcuffed. Let me just back up. Handcuffed
Yeah, that counts.
by a cop.
By a cop.
But I like
clear the air.
Clear. You got to be clear.
Right.
You got to be clear. You talk about getting clipped. All right. So
By a cop.
my oldest was about to be born, and I couldn't have any money. And I was a youth pastor at that time. It was a very small church and barely got a salary. It was really nothing. And I couldn't pay the ticket. It was a speeding ticket that I got trying to get a kid home on time before his curfew because his parents were those parents. And so, like, I remember I couldn't pay it. And then the warrant officer shows up at my house, and my wife is a week away from giving birth from my oldest son who's here. And he was about to arrest me. And I was like, listen, I'll go to jail, just not this week. Like, you got to come back next week. I'll give you anything you want. And he was cool about it. He's like, I'm going to put this at the bottom of my stack. That's what he told me. I'll put it at the bottom of my stack, but that stack moves quick. And about a week later, Erica had Elisha, and then someone heard about what happened. I mean, actually, I think I preached on it that week. I don't know why I did that, but then, somebody actually heard about it and paid for it. So I was like, go God.
He said, if I'm going
Yeah,
down,
God.
everyone needs.
You know what I mean?
He was giving a pre-press release. He was like, if I do get arrested,
He was trying to get ahead of all the PR.
right. He
the
just wanted to
negative
make
PR.
sure. He just wanted to make sure.
All right, let's do another story here. Let's see what we
do
have.
it.
This is an anonymous story. My friend stuffed a pillow with body wash bottles and hit our youth pastor in the back with it. In retaliation,
Body wash bottle?
just like soap bottles.
Starting out
got it.
strong.
Yeah, I'm a man. We don't do that.
3-in-1 bottles and hit him in the back with it. In retaliation, our youth pastor grabbed the first hotel pillow he could find and swung it as hard as he could into my friend. But unbeknownst to him, he grabbed the firmest pillow on the bed and hit my friend square in the stomach. This kid literally launched into the wall so hard, he was knocked out cold and pooped himself.
Lost control, bro. I guess you could say the poop hit the wall, man.
That's not what they say.
Yeah, it's the fan.
What?
Leave me. All right. I knew it was the fan.
They say the stuff hits the fan.
Right.
You know, the brown
stuff.
The Bible calls it elimination when it's eliminated into waste. But
He already butchered it. He also
It's already dead.
He also-
yeah. We're
this
gonna move
kid, what did he eat?
I don't know.
You
I
got
want to
hit by
know.
a pillow and you dropped
Okay,
turds.
have you ever been smoked by a memory foam pillow?
Bad.
A what?
Bad.
Memory
Oh
foam?
yeah, my wife has one
It's
of
like
those.
They're like a
delayed,
brick.
Bro,
because
it's a
delayed.
weapon. It's a
They're
weapon.
Because it is a brick until like you got to give it time.
Yeah, and
So
then
that
you, like,
quick
sink
hit,
in.
you're
That's
gone.
true. I guess I didn't think about that. It could have been that pillow.
Also, you got like a man who's found. He's got his grown man strength,
Well,
and he's with teenagers.
well,
Like imagine a full grown man and just a 6th, 7th grader.
Yeah, he's like a $110.
Yeah, nah. Pastor Cody is not. This has been something he's struggled with. He has struggled with not realizing his strength many times.
I'm still on the kid defecating himself.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
I'm still on that.
Yeah.
That's when you know he got hit.
Bro,
real
you
hard.
got knocked out.
Not only you're out cold, you lost all control.
I mean-
he lost control. He literally. Yeah.
Are there pictures?
This is crazy.
So okay,
Who realized he pooped?
That's what I was
Who
getting
found
at. That was
How
my
did we
next
find
question.
Did
I'm
it
like,
go-
how do we know?
how do we know?
I mean, was this a turtle head? Was it a full one? Like, what are we talking about?
No pictures on this one, but people do say, they're like, how do you verify these stories? And it's like, all right, now you're kind of taking away the fun. Just listen to the show. But people do send in pictures and videos, not necessarily this one, of some stories. So a lot of things have
Bro.
proof, even if we don't show it on the show. So people ask for verification. What?
No, they really do send pictures.
Of things that happen. Yeah, there was a girl. I'll show you after this.
Okay,
If you remember, remind me.
I'll try.
There was a girl that fell off a log at youth camp. And you know those stakes that hold like a tent out in a parking lot?
Yeah.
And they have a tennis ball on them? It went through her calf.
Stop
out the other
right
side.
now.
And
What?
she was pinned to the ground for 6-8 hours because they couldn't just rip her leg. Like it was through, and she was face down, stuck on the ground, and they couldn't get it out. So they had to dig it like 4 feet deep, remove it, bring her to the hospital, remove it. And they sent in pictures
Wait,
of it.
so they cut it?
No.
They cut it to get her to the hospital, or they?
No, they couldn't cut it. The heat from the
Yeah.
rotating blade or whatever was going to make it too hot on her leg. So they literally just dug the stake out of the ground. There's like
That's
a 4-foot
smart.
hole, dug the stake out, but it took hours.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah.
But that is one that has proof. And like whoever was on that episode got to see it.
I want to see the pictures.
I'll show you this
I
after.
wanna
But they
see
said,
pictures.
don't show this on the show, but at least show it to the people that
I
are on
wanna
the
see
show so that
pictures.
they
Could
know
you
that
imagine
this
a
is a true story.
sawzall just on the blade, and it's just every time it
You just feel it
in
rotating.
your leg?
Yeah.
Just
Dude. Start getting like TV channels or radio stations or
Question for either one of you. You had some arrested stories. Did you do anything wild in youth group when you were a student?
I wish my youth pastor was here. I'm sure he could come up with stuff.
Were you a decent kid or were you the crazy kid?
I was probably the crazy kid.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. We had a lot of kids that were crazy. I ran out with the crazy. Like this was, I mean, Cole did too.
yeah. I don't. My youth pastor is here, but I don't think it was. I just think I was a liar. Yeah.
Just a good liar. Or not a good liar, actually, because you always
When
do.
I was at church, that's when I had to be good.
It's true, right?
Right, like
Well, you had to deliver
my
on
parents
the
were in
performance.
the church, right? So when I showed up to church, that was the best I've been all week, all month.
I can't think of any time. I mean,
That's a good thing.
like
That's a good thing.
honestly, yeah, it was a true transformation. But I'm trying to.
Yeah, I've
I
made
wonder if
people
my youth
cry.
pastor jumps in this chat. And he's like, "Let me tell you about this fool right here."
Right.
I guarantee you, there's
Like,
some
I've made
stories
people
I've
cry.
blocked out. Oh wait,
Yeah,
Here it is.
dang it. Well,
It's
I mean,
about someone else, isn't it? It's an anonymous story, right?
No, I got to own this one.
I was
gotta-
trying to help
gotta
you.
pull it. I know you're trying to rescue me. I just
gotta
pushed
own
away
this.
the lifeline. I stood up my homecoming date.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm that guy.
Was it just a random?
I was in the youth ministry. I was trying to give my life to Jesus, but I went to a couple parties first because you never go straight to the dance. Come on. Anybody got a pass? All right. You go to a couple parties first.
Sam
Never
was
went
like,
to
I
the
didn't-
dance.
And
so-
Sam
okay.
said I've never. He's homeschooled, so
Well, so is
Yeah,
my
we weren't
son,
allowed to do
so-
those.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm just saying,
they
like,
texted over Gmail.
is that
They
real?
got weekly.
30 minutes
updates
on
from their
Saturday was
parents.
email time.
Was that real?
Yeah.
Your wife's like,
No, I didn't know her at the time. This was like,
wait, who was
age-
this?
She didn't fall
age
for that.
12.
Sam.
Just friends. This is how we communicated.
Who are we talking about
Me.
right now?
Sam.
Homeschooled Sam. Oh, this
It's like a
communication
different
with our
person came
friends
up.
was 30 minutes on Saturday. We got email time. So we got to go email for 30 minutes. And then to step it up, we got Google Plus accounts. That was pretty cool. So we got our own social media.
Okay, stepping up.
I think the worst thing I ever did. Oh, I guess this is the moment. Is I had a leader. There was a leader in the youth ministry, and they had gotten pranked, but it was like bad. And they came to me and my friend, and they were like, "Will you help us prank them back?" And me and my friend weren't really saved, so we didn't understand the limit. Like we were like, "Oh, that was foul. Like we'll join in." And we had this house with other leaders in it, and they let us in, and one of the rooms was their room. And we went in their room, and you know those Febreze, like you know the Orby ones, like the Orby scented ones. We started dumping them in like every shoe, every jacket pocket.
You didn't know about this?
No, like this has been tough.
Wait,
no one knew
this happened?
No,
wow.
this is a big deal, and no one knew. Like we slid on the radar. I feel like the
So
statute
whose house did you do this
got me
to?
safe. It was at the old Bible College house.
Okay.
And so me and my friend went in there, and we filled every shoe up with Orbeez. We filled every shirt, like the jacket pockets, up with those Orby things, and they're like slimy in the pillowcase, in the sheets, and then we shaving cream foamed the outside of the window, and like every exit, like we shaving creamed every exit, and then I taped Febreze bottles with the trigger shut and threw them in the room and shut the door. And I guess the shaving cream like ruins, it was this bad that a few months later, I got a phone call, and the person who got it done was looking for the person who did it. And I still wasn't safe. So if they find this out now, I'm sorry. I'm redeemed. I'm a different man.
He didn't even know. To this day,
I
he didn't
ruined,
know.
I guess some drives got ruined. And then the worst part is one day, I guess he was like in a rush to get to church, and they had to be there at a certain time or whatever. And he like laid his whole outfit out, and he went to like get in to go out to the car. And he was like,
do that again?
nope. He almost got me too.
All right, we will do one more story and we'll wrap this up. This is from Brian. Brian said, "We didn't have showers at our youth camp, so after a messy game, I ran home for a quick shower. What I didn't know was that my wife had given the pastor a key to our house and told him he could take the teen boys over to use our 2 showers to clean up as well. As I exited the shower, I heard a noise in the hallway and grabbed my handgun. In a towel, I turned the corner and pointed my gun into the face of a 15-year-old who was from a very bad neighborhood. Except this kid didn't even flinch. Before I could blink, he swiped the gun out of my hands and unloaded it right in front of me. He handed it back to me without ammunition and said if I ever did that again, he'd show me how to use it. He said this kid is 40 years old and I'm still terrified of him."
Dude, he met the hood John Wick.
Dude, the hood John Wick.
He met the hood John Wick, bro.
What? Like, so
Honestly,
many questions. I have all the isms right now.
To get disarmed like that, though, is
Like, I don't even know what to
embarrassing.
think. You're going to be butt naked holding a gun at
He
somebody.
had a towel.
He had a towel.
So wait, hold
okay.
on. He carries the gun in the restroom with him to
Smart.
shower.
Actually, I might start doing that. Just
He's
set it
like
on the
always
counter.
That
ready.
was going to be my question. Okay, you stole it from me, but who puts a gun in the bathroom?
I'm going to start. Why wouldn't you?
He said, "I'm
I'm going to start
a gun in every
on the
room."
chance.
I mean, if
Shower,
you were gonna catch
most
someone,
you ever like in the shower, you're just like, man, if someone came and just started knifing you in the shower, you ever think about that through the curtain? No. Tell me I'm not the only one.
despite how hard they tried to protect his mind in homeschooling, he thinks of people stabbing him in the shower.
You've never thought of that, like
He
how
had Sierra-
they
he
could
had
just
Sierra
like
by
jump
the
in and
clear
wrap.
shower.
What was that Gmail account called? You know what I mean?
Right.
I man, I don't think about that stuff in the shower. Who puts a gun in the shower?
It was on. I would imagine it was on like the sink. I don't think it was like.
And
showering
who
with
leaves
the gun.
one on the sink?
I don't think that's absurd, to be honest.
I mean, if you were like, "Oh, I gotta shower before I go out somewhere," you came back, boom, put on.
Easy,
a sink.
yeah.
But that'd be like number one place for an op to catch someone lacking in the shower.
Exactly. Thank
It
you.
would be because they're like most vulnerable.
Yes.
Like you're just like on the toilet. Bah! Like, what are you doing?
Can you imagine explaining that to the cop?
You're right.
I was just dropping a deuce, and this guy came in.
Just came in.
I put two in the chest, one in the head. You know, like
Right.
that to me, wow, wow. I mean, wow. I don't know what else to
One got
say.
disarmed. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, you're
So
standing
now
there,
he's holding his towel. Just- the kid just like,
Don't ever do
this again. I'm going to show you how to use it. He's bold.
Dude.
He's bold. Like, right. That's different.
I bet you he walked in to the kitchen and made himself a sandwich like he lived there. And he was like, I'm family now.
But you know what? It's those kids that you feel safe when they're on your side.
Facts.
You feel real safe.
True.
When
Like,
I went to
people start
football
sucking our
games with
pocket.
those kids,
Yeah.
I was like, ain't nobody touching me in
Right.
here. Because you
felt
know I'm
safe.
with this kid. I'm trying to win to Jesus.
Like
you know?
those kids are like, I wish they'd run up on the youth group.
Yeah.
We're ready.
Yep.
No security needed.
Some of those kids, man, I had some big kids in my youth ministry. They were big old Samoan Tongan guys. You get around these guys, bro.
Hey, absolutely.
First off, taking them out to eat, that's a whole different budget.
Right.
Like we got kicked out of CC's Pizza.
Oh, real quick. I bet.
multiple times. But
They were losing money on you.
yeah, but I
essentially.
don't remember any of them putting guns in their bathroom. I still can't believe people
don't
put firearms in their bathroom.
I don't keep one in there, but it seems like you said, a very vulnerable place.
Yeah, it is.
Shaw? I do. Thank you. Okay,
Wait,
Shaw's
Shaw
with
you
got
me.
keep a gun
He
in your
sleeps with it.
bathroom.
If I'm home alone, yes.
Yeah, it's with me.
Do you just like, oh, I'm by myself. Let me go put one on my toilet just in case.
No, you carry it with you. You're like walking around, you set it down,
Look,
wash
guys,
your hands.
I have tons of
That
guns in my
makes sense.
house, but I'm saying
That
I don't
makes sense.
put one.
But since Shaw got that, he sleeps with that gun.
Really? Okay. I don't sleep with mine.
Like, Shaw sleeps.
Yeah, I was like,
He's ready.
No, mine was pretty close until the kids got older.
I've had
but
a
that's-
lot of bad gun youth stories.
Do you?
I have had a lot of bad gun youth stories. It's a
Yeah,
problem.
we get some hood
But
kids.
what gets me is that you know you're dealing with a real one when they don't a
100%.
holster's not in the budget. Like they reaching down,
And it's like in a
they gotta go
waistband.
down. They're
It's
like,
in their
hold
ankle.
up, hold up.
yeah, hold up. And they're
You
digging in
dealing
their
with a
pants.
real dangerous one when they
Yep.
reaching into their
I know
leg.
exactly what you're talking about. Facts.
It's like they wore basketball shorts that day with pants so that the basketball shorts would catch the gun. Not even lying. Like I've literally had a kid right in front of my eyes. He walks in the room. They're making rap songs about killing each other. I take the one to go visit another youth kid who got shot. I walk in there. He sees the kid who's rapping about him getting shot. And he goes just like that.
Stop.
Mind you, I've been driving this kid around all day.
He had a
Got
gun the whole
revolver
time.
in his pants.
All right, we're back to the leg story. At what point is it your fault for not noticing a Glock?
No,
in
no,
his
no.
side?
It wasn't there. They don't keep it there. Right here.
How do you know that?
Right in the, because I watched him. I watched him pull.
No, man.
He's in front and he's like, hold. He's like, word, that was you. Down. In the air. Just
Bro,
like that.
You ever seen those guys? They get up on IG Live or they get up on their phone and they're just like, I got the heater on me right now. You know,
And then
all
they're
that
like
kind of stuff.
flipping like
No,
cash
it's like
back and
this.
Or they
forth.
like got cash and
It's
they got
like this in the camera.
guns sticking out their pocket and then they try to pull it out and they shoot themselves.
Yeah.
I've
You ever
never
seen
seen
those?
it. Nope.
Telling
Oh,
you,
yeah, no,
no,
for
dude,
sure.
that
That's
happens all the
nasty.
time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of people who. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. I'm gonna get in trouble for that.
I've never seen it. All right, this is how we'll close it out with this. We do. Have you ever played Would You Rather, Pastor Chris?
Yes, and I hate this game.
Oh,
but
good.
yes.
That's awesome. All right.
Because this guy, my son, always Dad. Would you rather? And it's the most extreme thing.
All right. Well, this
Oh,
is
this
what
is
we.
gonna
This
be
is
it.
this is what's cool.
Been
Oh.
prepared
Is
for
we
this
take
moment.
we take two stories from this episode, and you have to choose. Okay. All of us. I'm included. Chat. Everybody.
Drippy was preparing you. This is your
Drippy.
season.
If you
Yeah.
don't know,
He
my
been
son's
building you
nickname
up.
is Drippy.
So the first
and
option
don't blow his head up about it.
is you are the youth leader who brings your whole youth group to a prison, and you are sitting there with your guitar, and you're like, "Next song, everybody." And you sing "I'll Be Home for Christmas" to an entire block of Stone Cold Killers. Next option.
Why do my ears itch? Just hearing that.
Next option. You are a counselor at youth camp, and you got one kid that's just a little slower than everybody. And all week you're like, "Come on, buddy, you need to hurry up." All right, you're dragging your feet, buddy. He's got one leg.
He said you're dragging your. You heard it.
That's really what he said. That's what the story said. I swear.
gosh.
I'll read it again. He
You're
said he was
dragging your
always
foot.
dragging his feet. You're dragging your foot.
Just one foot,
Singular.
actually. You're actually dragging one
Oh
foot.
my God.
One's working great. The other one you're dragging.
Hey, what do you need? You need to put some more juice in
No,
that
that
one.
left leg, bro. Pick it up.
You ever do squats?
What's going on? You got a Charlie horse, bro? This dude's had a week-long Charlie horse.
Oh my gosh, I'm dying.
I would
I'm
understand. Just to pause on that. If it was the youth leader that had to wake up every hour on the hour for the pee, I could get them missing that detail.
Yes. But no excuse for
But
this
no
one.
excuse for
Okay,
that.
is this my only two choices?
That's how it works. You have two choices.
Oh, God.
Which scenario would you rather have to endure? I'll go first. I feel like I got to go with the kid with the leg.
The kid with the leg? Why?
I don't. Yeah, I don't want to sing that to no prisoners. I'm good.
Oh my
Nope.
gosh.
And they know who's coming. It's on the program. They got you.
They got the name.
They got you.
They're going to put out a hit
I'm
for me.
still on you, dragging your feet. Sorry. All right. You pick. I gotta go last.
I got my pick.
What is it?
I'm
What do you
taking
got?
The kid with the leg.
Okay, two
There's
for the
too
leg.
many people who to remember your face in
Exactly.
a 2-story prison.
You know, like they're behind
Two
their
stories.
bars in their cell watching you sing. Like this is not some county jail. This is a prison.
I've watched people try to kill people over drinks, over Fritos. I just insulted their Christmas.
That's a whole level of insult.
yeah.
Very few can get to.
I'm gone. You had to get permission to get in there and give that.
Oh, they
insult.
did. Yeah, it was like they said the guy worked at the guy that worked there went to their church, so it was like kind of like all right, we'll get you in. Yeah.
Imagine me the one that let him slide in, gave him the permission. And
Dude.
you get that call. Hey, your church came. Never bring him back.
Bro, not only that guy that got him in, think about what he's got to put up with.
Oh,
Like-
because he works there.
Because he works at the prison. Dude,
Yeah.
it's night time at that point, bro. Bro, yeah,
got
for
switched.
transfer me tomorrow. Like, these people are going to come for
He's
me.
probably in the crowd.
All right, if I had to pick, which would I rather? Oh, gosh. No, I have to take the kid. My heart goes out to these
Yeah.
these guys.
Because you could apologize to the kid. You're just like, dude, I had no idea.
I could
You're
get
great at
on to the
hiding.
kid.
Right.
I could be like, hey, champ. Sorry, I don't know where they came from.
Hey, champ, you got to talk him up. Hey, champ.
Case.
Hey, buddy.
Bro, I felt like I hit my dad mode for a second. I'm like, hey, slugger. Sorry.
Hey, break a leg. Just not the good one though. We can replace the other one. We can replace the other
Oh
one.
my God. I feel like God's watching. We're in trouble. I swear. All right. Oh my gosh. God's laughing about this. He's
Yeah,
like,
he
I
is.
totally did this for this episode. I feel like I could get on to the kid. I'd be like, hey man, there's some things you need to lead with, right? Like, you blame the kid. I'm like, listen, I'm not.
Put it
I
back
noticed
on
you're
him.
slower, and why? Why is a good, great question, right? But like, I'd have been like, hey man, like, if I remember the story, he didn't tell anybody.
No, he didn't. He kind of hid it. He was probably embarrassed because he kept getting called slow by you.
Well,
That's something you put in the other section.
but is there not like
Yeah.
an interview
Right.
or like when you fill out your camp
Right.
application? Like my kid has one leg.
It's getting added to the form
Like,
now. How many?
they ask for
how many
allergies. I didn't know they needed. Now you need to put an amputation section on there.
Imagine a parent like he
Bro.
can't play hopscotch.
Technically, he could,
He'd be official at the ones.
bro. Can't play pickleball. He can't play no pickleball.
Actually, no, dude.
do
Dead
sport-
serious. There's a guy that goes to our church,
He just
prosthetic leg,
needed-
nasty at pickleball.
Dude, they
And he
got
has
this
one leg?
One leg.
Yes. No, yeah.
What?
No, they got like sport legs too.
I feel like pickleball resurrected.
No, they
all of
really
these
do.
athletes out
They
of
got
nowhere.
that sport leg that's like it looks like a hockey stick.
The washed out athlete.
And it's got like a spring.
It has the thing on it.
Here.
Yeah. But there's no way you're tucking
But
that in
that's
jeans.
not this kid.
That's not this kid. No.
Not this kid.
This kid has just been hot.
Look, okay, maybe I'll take it back. Can I backtrack?
Okay, go. Be back to
Maybe I shouldn't get mad at this kid, but I should be like, all right, if we're going to make this week work, do you have anything else that's missing? Is there anything else about
Anything
your
else
life
I
that I need to know?
right now?
Because I want you to have a great week. And I want to have a great week. And I want it to move faster. So do we need to get a golf cart up in this thing?
Right.
Do we need, like, I'm problem solving here, but I think I'd take the kid. I cannot look those prisoners
Yeah, no, they're prisoners. I couldn't.
in the face.
No.
They've already got teardrops tattooed on their
Now they-
face. And then they got real ones coming down? No.
They're about to catch another teardrop.
Right. And it's going to have
On
my name
you.
on it.
Yeah,
On
you're the
someone's
next
It's gonna have my name
teardrop.
on it.
You are the next teardrop.
Bro, like, wow. I don't even know the amount of therapy needed there.
Yeah, no, that's bad.
That's terrible.
They were torn up because of that. So are we going to clean sweep?
Yeah.
We're taking the kid?
I'm taking the kid.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
the kid.
I haven't been keeping an eye on the chat. Has anyone seen those? I would imagine it's probably leaning our way. But we post these on Instagram so people actually get to vote on them when the episode comes out. So we'll have to take a look and see if people are on our side. But
All right.
I'm thinking they are.
I bet
But
so.
Pastor Chris and Cole, thank you guys so much for being here. This episode has been a blast. All the way from Texas. Thank you for coming to New York just to do this. This
Absolutely.
has been we're
Yeah.
honored
Absolutely.
that you
honored.
did this.
Bro, I love New York. In Christmas.
Yeah.
Well,
Brought
it's
him out.
freezing.
He brought his son with him.
I'm a
and
caramel
we're doing
person.
Christmas alone.
I don't know where the
This
camera's
man is
at.
from
I'm a
warm
caramel
Texas.
person.
What is the temperature in Texas today?
Warmer than this.
I guarantee it was
I
what?
guarantee you it's warmer
22
than this.
today?
Oh my
Fahrenheit?
gosh. It's warm. We're tropical people as Latinos. We don't do this, right? All this white stuff you got on the ground, we don't do that.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But guys, thank you so much. And Merry Christmas to everyone who is listening to this. And we will see you on New Year's.